posted was complete clickbait. But I'll explain. It's in a way true. And in the way I represented it, it's a complete lie. My wife left for the airport. I dropped her off at the airport. She's going to be gone for a couple of days, which means I am completely unsupervised. That's right. I'm going to wait for you guys to join a little bit. I'm like, what should I do in the meantime? To wait for you gentlemen and ladies to join my live stream. I did this a while back. I did an I'm cheating on my wife, and somebody saw the image, and it was, meaning cheating on my diet or something like that, because I was hiding snack food in the house without her knowing it. And some lady didn't watch my video and, replied, "You're disgusting. That's awful." But I'm like, who hurt you? you know? But yeah, no, that wasn't the case. Dude, did I do this and like release it to like not public? Did I do this private? Tell me I wasted my time here. YouTube said I'm in the top 10% of uploaders. That just means I'm the bottom 10%. Oh, there's somebody out there. All right, I don't need to get my Chromebook and make sure I configured my stream correctly. So, yeah, in case you're watching and listening, I did do this once. I did like, I'm cheating on my wife, meaning I'm hiding snack food around the house so she doesn't know it. And some lady got very upset and sent me a nasty gram. But in case you're wondering, of the ladies that I'm sleeping with, we're going to do the big reveal. Okay. That's one of them. That's Chelsea. Chelsea Woodles. Where's Sunshine? Where is Sunshine? Sunshine, did you go into my wife's office? That's Sunshine. That's the other lady I'm sleeping with. So, yeah, I dropped my wife off at the airport at like 5 a.m. this morning. I'm going to be completely unsupervised in the house, able to do bad things, meaning build guns in air-conditioned space. I could set up some folding tables. I think what's going to happen is, let's go on a house tour here. I did a short where I threw guns in here, because it does that. That's kind of cool. But I think I'm going to take my wife's workout room and make this into my gun room. I'm just going to like set up some folding tables and build guns right here. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, I have the house to myself and of course, my lovely ladies in my life. Say hi, Sunshine. Do something. Do something, doggy. Don't walk up and scratch me. You're not gonna scratch me with those paws. Oh, and in case anybody enjoys feet pics. So yeah, stuff's going on. First, let's see, what stuff am I going to talk about? Oh, I'm working on the next video. If you watched DLD After Dark last night, you saw a little bit of that. So I am working on the next claymation video with Tales of the AFT featuring Mike Rodick. And here's Sunshine. Sunshine was totally hawking me. I'm like, did you want more food? Oh, good, she's going away. She's going back to my wife's office. Yeah, Sunshine was hawking me for food and then like hawking me. And then I tried to like entertain her for a while and then no. And Chelsea's just chill, totally chill. What time is it? Wow. I think I got to take them out to go pee. At least Chelsea. Sunshine, we did a lap around the yard and nothing. So yeah, what's going on is, so I'm doing the next installment where Dark and I talked about a couple of things. So I got a couple ideas for videos in the queue, the claymation, firearm unknown inspired videos that I'm going to be doing. So I'm scripting one out right now, and I have a lot of the elements. So that's what's going on. SHOT Show is coming up. So just yesterday, I think you could register for SHOT Show. So I registered, at least register for range day. I wasn't sure if that was the registration. So that's going on. What else? What else? Oh, pray for me. I've been mostly, for the most part, out of work for the last 2 years. So it would be nice to have a job. I just got a interview for a consulting gig Not long term or anything like that, a couple of months, it looks like. So I have an interview for a consulting gig tomorrow, so I gotta spend some time today boning up on the tech, make sure I don't flub my words when I'm talking about things. What else? What else? I'm going to Israel middle of next month, so in like 2 weeks. That's going to be a big deal. And getting the AI to generate the image of me. Who saw the thumbnail? Put a one in the chat if you saw the thumbnail and that's why you're here. Let me know if you saw the thumbnail and that's why you're here. Put a one in the chat. So, and of course, I did title it clickbait, so you guys shouldn't have felt like I clickbaited you because I told you it was clickbait. All right, so Gina saw that. So that the girls were all AI generated. When I asked the AI, so Gemini wouldn't do it. I didn't try it with Grok, but Gemini wouldn't do it. So I went to a Chinese AI to do it, and it was generating like middle school girls. I'm like, make them older, and it wouldn't make them older. And I'm like, whoa! So I had to redo the prompt. But yeah, prompting is fun. And so let's talk about the balls in the air. So the next other thing I'm working on, top secret project. I'm probably going to do a Kickstarter on, and it's a tech project. So I've been working on that. That's been running. I in the background for like multiple years. I haven't actively physically worked on it until the last couple of weeks, but that's maturing and moving along. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm hoping to get some gun builds done. I mean, I have a TX22. No reason I can't print something to make it go Bert real quick. And yes, the dog is scratched. Hold on. You got to see this. This is what she does to me. It's Florida. I'm wearing shorts, and she's got pokey, scratchy feet. It's like doggy. What are you doing? What are you doing, dog? Why? Why? I'm gonna be raw. I'm gonna be raw from that. What do you want from me, dog? Do you think those claws feel good? They don't feel good when you do that. That hurts. You want to be on my lap? You want to be on my lap? All right, hold on. Hold on. All right, come here. Oh, who's a bad doggy? Say hi to the people. Are you gonna say hi? Put your ears up so you're cute. Put them like this. That's that's how she looks cute. Otherwise, she has this furrowed brow and looks like, something's not right and that she's not exactly happy. Okay, let's do the ears forward again. She's part deer head chihuahua. Can you see that? Let's see. Let's see. We'll do the boop. So that's how she looks when the ears are in front. It's too cute. It's like just the cutest thing ever. So she's like toy fox terrier, rat terrier, chihuahua, whatever mix. We did the genetics. You are so cute. So this is my inheritance from my father-in-law, right? You're my inheritance. Are you my inheritance from my father-in-law? And so is the other doggy. So yeah, we got a video in the works. I got a job in the works. I've got a trip to Israel in the works. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to build some guns in the next week. I'm going to put her on the other chair. Let's see if she stays there. Dog, I fed you. You went for a ride to the airport this morning to drop mommy off to go for a ride, to go away for a week. So my wife is actually in Pennsylvania at a Peanuts collectibles swap meet. So her mother wrote 2 books on Peanuts collectibles, and Charles Schultz's widow bought most of her collection, and she still had stuff. And so we're liquidating that, hopefully, and keeping some cool stuff, but that's what's going on. And so my wife is up with her sister taking care of that. That's a 50-50 split with them. So that's what's going on. Also, just what's going on in the universe. You know, don't I don't know what's on your hearts and minds, but with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, I think we need to be good Christians, be of good character, be forgiving. I struggle with this, but definitely after the loss of Charlie Kirk, I felt very, um, you know, deep in thought. Very, very concerned. Sorry, the doggies moving around. In more constructively than destructively, and I think that's very important. I'm not bragging on myself. I'm just saying that we all should look to do better, to be better, to have better relations with our neighbors, whether they are politically aligned or politically adverse to us. It should just be a difference of opinion. It shouldn't be othering. It shouldn't be, we shouldn't be going, categorizing a whole class of people a certain way. And I think that's what's going on. And that's what I felt overall. And I've said this a couple of times if you've watched Dark's show. There was this church, I don't know if it was like North Carolina, South Carolina, Charleston, and white guy goes into a black church and he prays with them, goes out to his car, gets his gun, and then shoots them all up. And people, relatives of family members that were slain like an hour earlier were like, we forgive him. I'm like, wow, you're a much better person than I am. And I guess if we all can get there, that would be much better. And if you're, put a one in the chat if you're not a regular viewer. Let me know if you're not a regular viewer and the thumbnail clickbaited you in. You're like, okay, I'm taking the clickbait. Put a one in the chat if you're that person, because I'm just kind of curious what's going on. I was listening to Glenn Beck this morning, and so this guy that shot up this LDS church in Michigan, the church raised money for the widow of the shooter because they're like, hey, you're probably going through a rough thing. It's like, whoa, that's a big deal. That's, you're pretty advanced in your walk with God if that's where you are. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, maybe if you're clicking on the thumbnail and you're hearing me talking about God, this isn't what you expected, and maybe I massively clickbaited you. So yeah, a little double entendre. My wife's gone for 5 days on a trip, and I'm, which means I get the doggies to myself. The P, where's the doggie? Whoop, that's Chelsea Woodles. All right, do I only get like one zoomie on it? Why does it do that? That's Chelsea. That's what she does 23 and a half hours a day. Right, Chelsea Woodles? And the other one, she jumped into my wife's office on the futon. So I'm kind of happy about that because she's been up my butt. Love the dog, but I need to get crap done. I need to study for a job interview tomorrow, or consulting gig interview, I should say. And I'm working on a script in the animation for a new video. The video I posted did okay. The ATF kicking in Dark's door with Dark and Remy. So that worked okay. I had a lot of fun doing it. And then I look back at the timestamp on the files. That was, I think, end of July. No, end of August. It was end of August. I'm like, all right, we just did end of September, so it's been over a month. So time moves fast. And I think, I don't know about you, but look, I've been pretty much unemployed for 2 years. And within days of me losing this like really good contract, or I should say the contract ending, let me put it that way. I was like, all right, I'm going to clean my office in the next week. I haven't. I mean, I've done like brisk passes at cleaning my office. I have not cleaned my office. So my office is a train wreck, and I really need to get that done. I got chores. I got to mow the lawn. I got to weed whack. I got to a pole saw, and I got, instead of getting battery operated tools because they're brutally expensive, and then the battery technology, I would say to you, don't do what I did and buy some newfangled battery technology. Buy something where they have, a number of years with that type of battery, and they're not gonna, end making that battery and make the battery more expensive than the tool. So it's like I've got a like $250 battery operated weed whacker, and the battery's shot. I may not be able to resurrect it. I'm gonna look up some YouTube videos trying to figure that out. But the battery itself is $250. The battery's more expensive. So I would say do a little research. I haven't done this. Somebody recommended, I think, Milwaukee. So if you get cordless electric weed whacker or pulse saw or something like that, get a Milwaukee. I'm in Fact check me on that. Don't just do it. The We know two things. AC electric technology is a mature thing. So if you're running anything off AC, the power on your outlet is not changing. That's a mature technology. The So that's a known. There's two-stroke and four-stroke weed whackers out there. So gasoline technology is mature also. They're not going to change the formula on the gas, whether it's two-stroke or four-stroke. That's a given. The battery technology is a new technology. It's not mature, and I bought into the hype. You almost can't buy corded electric, meaning plugs into the wall, weed whacker or pulse saw. I actually got them on Amazon, and if I was going to buy them at Home Depot, I would have had to have ordered them and wait for delivery. They don't. I looked at my local Home Depot and Lowe's and could not find any corded electric, not battery, uh, yard tools. So I would highly recommend one if you can. I do have an acre and a quarter, so running extension cords all over sucks. I figured I would do a hybrid method, meaning the stuff out on the perimeter of the property, I'd be able to use the battery operated, and the stuff close to the house, I could use the cord. But yeah, until I resurrect the battery, if possible, that's not going to happen. So definitely, if you're a homeowner, if you have property, maybe more property, consider either sticking with gas or sticking with corded plug in the wall electric as opposed to battery, or find somebody that has had history in battery technology and has a lineup of batteries that they're not going to say, oh, that 58-volt battery you bought is, dead. That's a dead technology, and we're not moving forward with that, and we changed to this technology, and the device you have is useless because the battery costs more than the device. So be careful on that. So let's see. Who is new in the chat? Who came here? Put a one in the chat if you came here because you saw the thumbnail. Let me know if that's you, because I'm just curious. Uh-oh, something just buzzed on my phone. Did I get notification? No, that's not a recent notification. Anyhow, I think that's what's going on. That's what's up. If you guys don't mind, keep me in your prayers that I get a job, because having a job after 2 years would be a really good thing. I'm anxious to be employed again. So that would be a big blessing in my life. Keep my wife in your prayers. She's traveling, that everything goes well in her travels and her escapades, that she is happy and pleasant, and that, because we all get a little agitated if we're in a different environment, that she has a good time, and that I'm productive while she's gone, and I don't do too many bad things because I'm unsupervised, and, somebody with my skills and the mind of a 12-year-old, or the lack of maturity, yes, skills and very immature. Make sure not that I'm going to burn the house down or mix any chemicals and do bad things. I'm making a joke for the most part. But yeah, that's what's going on. And if you were clickbaited here, I told you it was clickbait. That's on you. I warned you. It said clickbait, red letters across the top. You should have figured that out. And one of my goals this year was I did want to go to the Gundies again, and I figure I could get in for best dressed. And I figured every video I'd be wearing a tuxedo this year. That would be an easy thing to do, but I didn't do it. So chalk that up to another thing I have not done but thought would be a good idea. So that's all, and thank you for joining me. I hope you have a good and blessed day. What is today? Today is Wednesday, so it's hump day. And does that mean a camel's going to go Mike, 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 Mike on Johnny B's video today? Quite possibly. You guys have a good day. Thank you.